What's up, everybody? I know my face is probably not in here, but maybe it is. Today we're going to be unboxing this Metabo 18 volt oscillating tool, and I'm going to do a brief, super brief comparison to the M12 Milwaukee oscillating tool. And honestly, that's not really a comparison because if I were to compare this, I would compare it to the M18. But we're comparing it to the M12 because, in my experience, the M12 is far, I ain't gonna say far superior, but it's superior to the M18 for various reasons. But that's a whole nother video. If you want to see that video, I'll link it here. But let's get into the unboxing now. The box immediately weighs quite a bit. Let me get my face out of the camera. All right, so what we see when we open it up, we have your instructions and all that paperwork. Let me save it because I don't think I'm gonna probably keep this, but all right, and now we have the oscillating tool. Let's take that out of the packaging. And it is a little heavy. And we have a blade, which is kind of interesting because this blade has, I don't know if that's a sticker or what. What is that? Let's take it out. Yeah, it's an interesting, I do like the overall construction of the blade. Oh, it has some cool little features on it. Hold on, let me look at this Milwaukee blade. I'm deeply tripping because I still have the battery in this thing. That's how light this is. I forgot the battery was still in there. Now let me bring your attention to these two blades here. So, all right, first of all, the blade, the Milwaukee blade, and this is a metal blade, so this is not fair. This is not what came with the oscillating tool. I had to cut some metal, but it is longer. This looks universal. It looks like it will fit the Milwaukee blade. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to put the Milwaukee blade on the Metabo oscillating tool and the Metabo blade on the Milwaukee. But I like this. You see it has a little ruler, it has its measurements on there. It's really lightweight. It's lighter than the Milwaukee blade. I mean, it is shorter, but it's wider, so it's about the same. This is significantly lighter. You can see the fibers inside of this. I really am curious to see how this cuts, but yeah, I like it. So anyway, and it's also, it says it on there that it's convex. And it is. This is not completely straight across. It's a little convex. So I'm thinking, I have no idea what that will do. The Milwaukee is straight across. This is slightly convex, if you can see that. So anyway, let's see and demonstrate how easy or not it is to get this on. Okay, what an adventure that was. So it's actually not that hard. It is very different though, but it is super locked in. You can't really mess this up. So the way you do it, you pull this lever all the way, but it's hard. It's hard to do. And then it's going to get loose. I already have the blade on, so I'm going to show you how to take the blade off. Then there's a lock and unlock dial here, so you want to unlock it. Well, turn it over there, that locks it. Then this just falls out. And there you go. Now let's see if the Milwaukee will fit on here. It does. It's not magnetic or anything, so that's another thing. Gotta hold it in place and really take your time. Make sure, there you go, that's in there. Then you pull this up, turn it. To me, this seems like it's unlocked. You know, I don't know. To me, that seems like locked, but that comes out. I don't know. All right, now you fold it back. Oh, no, I see. Okay, there's a little arrow right here that shows you what position it's in. You don't go by, this is not an arrow, okay. So you just follow this arrow. So it's locked, and then when you want to unlock it, you turn it this way, and then it'll be the unlock button underneath this arrow. So there you are. This fits fine. Let's test it out. Not on anything in particular, but let's just preliminaries here. All right, so I will say with this battery, again, this is more so equivalent to an M18. I do like that you can stand it up. That is a thing. But Oh my gosh. That has to be on level 1. Yeah, it is, because it has an automatic feature too. The M18 had that same automatic feature. The M12 doesn't, and it worked okay on the M18. But let's just see what it is in high mode. Now let me get the M12 for comparison, and I'm going to put a blade on this. Gotta love that Milwaukee magnet. Comparing these two, I could tell you right now the M12 is the one you want. I'm not going to even test it out. First of all, it's much lighter, all right? And the fact that it doesn't have this bulge here will help you get into tighter spaces. Now, yeah, it's shorter too. I mean, everything about it is pretty much better. Now, here's the biggest thing about the Metabo. It reminds me of the Rigid. So when you turn this on, it has these fins here on each side. That's where you're supposed to hold it. Now, this is an exhaust fan, so if your hand is covering this up, like your palm goes perfectly over that, it's not exhausting the way it should or will need to. Now, granted, yeah, it's a lifetime warranty on it, but I just feel like that was a design flaw. Now, it does have ventilation up here, but just like the Milwaukee does, and it has more significant ventilation even in the rear here, and I guess that's what that is justifying it, because on the back of the Milwaukee you'll see that there's ventilation here, and that's pretty much it. But it is focusing on the bottom where your hand really isn't. You might have fingers in front of it on occasion, but I don't know. Really, I guess this does vent a little bit better considering the ports on this Milwaukee are a lot smaller. But your hand will cover up one of these, and I don't like that. The other thing I don't like, vibration. The M12 is incredible when it comes to the vibration dampening. This is rough. It has 5 modes for speed, and then it goes to automatic, and the M12 has 12 modes. Now, it's not automatic, but I haven't had any problems with that. So, you know, the auto feature on here, probably, I'm sure it works well, but I'm curious of these LEDs. Let's see who has the brightest LED. All right, when it comes to the LEDs, I can't really test which is brighter right now. Well, I can. I'll go test it out. But check this out. I wanted to see if there was a delay on the shutoff. On, off, Milwaukee. It stays on for a little bit, which I like. So I could continue to see if I'm scooting out of something or just need to take a look at something without having this thing blaring, you know, actually on. I might just want to inspect the area, or, you know, mark off my cut or something. So I did go test the lighting, the brightness between the two, and the Metabo does have better lighting. It is brighter, but only because the color of the light is different. I would have filmed it, but it's not really something that will show up on camera. It has a kind of like if you saw my video where I compared the Milwaukee Rocket lights to the Ryobi job site light, the Ryobi had like a daylight brightness to it, and so does the Milwaukee in this instance, which is interesting because of their phenomenal rocket lights. They have like a actual real sunlight type of color to it, and that's what the Metabo has. It has like a bright white, slight yellow tint, and you can see the work area much better. When you're just holding it from a distance and just lighting up a wall, they look exactly the same, but when you're getting closer into the item that you're about to cut and the light kind of diverts downward, so you can, the light shines right on the blade. You can see all that area is it's crystal clear. It's like having a job site light behind you shining on the project. Whereas the M12 is not like that. It's just like this daylight color, this slight blue color in the whole area. It's bright and you can see, but you can't see all the detail that you can with the Metabo. So that is actually quite interesting. Now, right now, with the buy more, save more, if you're watching this during that time, you can get this M12 for tool only for $104 and some change. And again, this is $99 regular price from Lowe's. And it has a lifetime warranty. So that is something to consider. It's not bad. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think for the money, I think I still prefer the Milwaukee only because it's lighter, it's more versatile, and it doesn't have the that vibration that the Metabo does. But I do like the lighting of the Metabo. I'll just make sure I have a light with me when I use this Milwaukee. And I think I'm gonna have to go cut something. I gotta cut something. All right. Here I am, messing around with y'all. This was supposed to be an unboxing. I had reset up a studio in the basement and find something to cut. So I found this thick nail here that I'm going to cut off. I have to cut that off because it's angled anyway. They tried to nail it, hammer it up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off to make it flush with the board. We'll see how well the Metabo does. And it's close too because I'm near wires. Put this bad boy on auto. Well, I have to say, I didn't like that experience. The Milwaukee made slight work of a much thicker nail and the window. So now the Milwaukee made slight work. Then you saw how when it got to the end, it kind of, some of y'all might say that, well, that was a user error, but no, I've done the same exact thing on some nails in a window, just 3 consecutive, boom, boom, boom. Milwaukee made slight work of it. And I didn't have that. It didn't go crazy. It didn't break loose at the end like that. And that was on auto. You heard it start off, then it speed up, then it slow down, then it speed up. That's a little bit unnerving. I like to just know what speed I'm going, and I control and regulate the pressure and all of that. So, I mean, it could be some adjustment, a learning curve, but I could just put it on number 5 and just went forward. But I like the 12 varying speeds of the Milwaukee. Last thing I want to do is talk about the power switches. So the switches are pretty much in the same location. On the Milwaukee, it's a little further back, so you could turn it on with your thumb. And the adjustment for the speed is also on the side. It's like right where your middle finger is, so everything can be done one-handed, see? As for the Metabo, that's not so. You need 2 hands. So the switch is actually, I feel like, in a better position than the Milwaukee. It's right where my thumb rests. I mean, this is easier to do. But the adjustment, you need another hand. You gotta go, it's back here, so you gotta go. Now, with me singing the octaves with these bad boys, did you notice the gradual change in speed with the Metabo? It was variable with the dial. Even though it's on 5, you don't have to switch it to 4 to get a different speed. It's going to go down as you're gradually turning the clock. Whereas on the Milwaukee, it's like 1,000 RPM, 900 RPM, where with the Metabo it goes 1,000, 999, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93. So actually, this is actually more versatile. All right, so I just looked it up, and the Milwaukee does 10,000 to 20,000 oscillations per minute, OPMs. I said RPMs, but OPMs does 10,000 to 20,000. And the Metabo here does 6,000 to 20,000. So it actually has a much wider range, even though it's 5 levels. And now I feel like those 12 different notches of speed was just marketing gobbledygook, because yeah, this is far more versatile. Now with auto mode, it's 15,000 to 20,000. That's kind of interesting. Well, I don't know. It's up to you. I'm gonna let you make your decision. I'm gonna still keep my Milwaukee. I don't need two oscillating tools because I also have that scale which came in at $99 box. But this is quite interesting. It has some advantages. It has a few disadvantages, but again, to compare the two really isn't apples to apples. It's more like apples to Honeycrisp apples, because they're the same thing. It's still the same lead, but this 18 volt and that big giant battery, this should be compared to the M18. And with that, I would probably say this one. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I still don't know what I'm going to do, which one I'm going to keep. I think I might just still take this back. I don't know. Anyway, see you guys next time.